Marble runs, a staple of the YouTube community. As a kid, I dreamed about having one of these kits so I can race my own marbles against each other. Alas, I've never gotten my hands on one of them. But what I do have is Lego. And today I want to create a true Lego marble race. Not one of those fake ones, using only genuine Lego parts. So let's start from the beginning. This is a marble. And this is a Lego marble track. And this is a slanted track, letting the marble move by itself. Phew, we're halfway there already. Pretty simple, right? Well, it wouldn't be too interesting if all the marbles just went in a straight line and we already knew the outcome. What we need is a funnel. Now, firstly, on paper, it's very easy to make a funnel because paper is a very flexible material and you can just manipulate it to form a cone shape. However, Lego is a lot different. It's a lot more rigid and boxy. So since we can't create a perfect and smooth dome, we'll have to use some curved pieces to simulate a circle and then prop them up to create a funnel. However, we can't actually use these pieces because of their studs and anti-studs, which will slow the marbles down. So instead, we'll have to build using the sides of pieces, which will be a lot harder to do. And trust me, I've thought about using legal building techniques to make this process easier. But I'm a man of integrity, so I decided to take the hard path. So firstly, I took a bunch of these pieces and put them together to create a structure with a hole in the middle where the marble will go in after they finish the funnel. Then, I extended the skeleton of the funnel and tried building one piece of the floor. Now, it may look promising laying flat like this, but then when you actually try to lift the pieces up to make a dome, well, it doesn't really fit correctly. So I scrapped that and came up with a new plan. I would alternate the slope pieces, so one on the bottom, one on the top, and then another one on the bottom, and then another one on the top, to minimize the gap as much as possible. So I did that for each of the sections and then connected them together. And it even works pretty well. The marbles will go through and they will spin. But the one problem with this is that it's so fragile because of how heavy the other parts are that will just completely crumble at one slight touch. To solve this, I used some of these two pieces and made a base out of it so that we can use some clips on the plates to connect to them so that it can be stabilized. So now the structure is much more stable and can actually allow for marbles to spin around just like a funnel. But I'm not going to always be putting the marble on myself manually, so I created a track on the side. Maybe I should create some walls. Much better. Now, even though the funnel is basically finished, I still feel that there is something missing. I feel that it's still kind of too predictable. So, I think I want to do something that's unprecedented. I want to add another track so that there'll be more unpredictability, more chaos, and more exciting outcomes. And there you go. Some of the marbles go in faster because they get hit, while the others stay up longer. Sometimes when the marbles go into the funnel at the same time, they're able to hit each other, but other times when there is some space between them, they basically just go down at their own pace. So let's add some obstacles before so the marbles can enter the funnel at around the same time. This is a Lego pin, and using it, you can block marbles. By putting multiple of them together, you can effectively slow a marble down. Okay, so now we have the pin obstacle and also the funnel. But when you come out of the pin obstacle, you still come out of one path. So we need some way to split the marbles into two paths so that they can go down the funnel. These are 3-pronged plates, and if you connect them to a base, it allows for marbles to go in certain directions. However, when there are marbles going one after the other, you can't really predict where it will go. Sometimes it will go to the left, sometimes it will get stuck, and sometimes it will go to the right 5 times in a row. What you can do though is add a stopper. This way you prevent the piece from overspinning and stay in one place. This way you can ensure that when one marble goes to the left the first time, the second marble will go to the right, making sure that none of the marbles will get stuck in the middle also. And after we connect it all together, we'll see that we're only missing connecting pieces from the splitting path to the funnel. These connecting pieces will be corner turns that allow the marbles to go in a 90-degree angle. The marbles will need enough momentum so that when they hit the wall, they will turn right. As we can see here, the pin obstacle slows the two marbles down so they're closer to each other, and then they go to two separate paths which allow them to go into the funnel together and hit each other and go through to the end. Finally, even though the functions work, it's kind of awkward trying to push the marbles from up there. It also doesn't allow for more than two marbles at a time, so I think we should make a starting platform. This is an arch piece, and putting two of them together on opposite sides creates a hole which a marble can fit through. By putting it under a base, multiple marbles can now go and slide in. Finally, adding a loading mechanism allows us to put in action up to 5 marbles at a time. Now that everything's put together, all that's left is to raise some marbles. It's not even stuck to anything.